I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I just want to be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I'll have reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. Hello to all my people, and if you're watching live, checking us out on YouTube, or listening on your favorite podcast provider, you are most definitely my people. Welcome to another episode of Botch Bots and Share Shots. I am your host, a chef by trade and a mark by choice. I am the Will Gray, and joining me tonight is the three amigos, three musketeers, or the three stooges of Botch Bots and Share Shots, no matter how you want to look at it. I'm the host, a chef by trade and a mark by choice. I am the Will Gray. Did I say that already?
You did.
Okay, sorry. Joining me tonight, as always, is the co-host of Boyfriend Time, the Wolfpack Podcast, Nerdy News at 420, NXT on Tap, and Botch Bots and Share Shots. And sorry for the interruption. It's everybody's favorite Ginger Ninja, Jax. Bo. Jax, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm in good spirits today.
It's a good day. Al's here. Nicole's here. Cam's here. What's up, Cam? Tommy, we love
Cam?
you. Captain Redbeard.
Captain Redbeard, just
we have an abundance of beard colors in our podcast network. Yours
we really
and mine.
Should make a shirt of everybody's beards,
and it just be the beards of Rivet City Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Timmy's here. That's right.
A calendar.
The beards of Rivet City. I'd
buy it.
Yeah. I know we can make a calendar on my Spreadshirt, which, by the way, the link is in the description. That's all your Botch Bots and Share Shots and Off the Top Media merch. Perched upon her iron throne in the boss bitch's corner, however, is the Beyonce to my Hova, the Bonnie to my Clyde. She is the brains behind Rivet City Radio. It's the boss bitch, Al, and her shiny little ears. Al, how are you?
I'm good. You're being very professional Patty today with your intro.
Professional what?
Like Patty, just.
I thought she said daddy.
You're being very professional, Daddy. Yes, ma'am.
That's what I thought you
Yes,
said. I was like,
ma'am.
well, Al, wow.
Well, show's over, guys. No.
Lost
So
Will for
that's
the
it.
rest of the night.
Yeah. We're hanging out. It's a very low-key evening tonight. Some of my favorite episodes ever are when it's just the three of us. We get to hang out. We got to talk about wrestling. We're going to go through the same routine as always. We're going to get to some R-Truth stuff towards the end. But first and foremost, Al.
Will.
Bo.
Will.
What has you pissed off for greatness this week in pro wrestling? What has you the most worked up? Good, bad, indifferent? Any ways you want to look at it? Somebody's beard, somebody's like promo, a match, a finish, anything. What has you guys pissed off for greatness this week?
Al, may I go first tonight?
Go right ahead.
What's
Okay.
up?
Darling.
First
Bridget's here. Taylor's over on YouTube watching in. What's up, Taylor?
I was originally my pissed off for greatness was something that pissed me off, but then I saw something come across my Twitter feed.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this person, this lovely woman, has been making headway and buzzing the rumor mills with her TikTok of walking into AEW. And I'm talking about Miss Gabby.
Okay.
She's back in the ring training. I would love to see her go somewhere where they can use her.
Yeah.
Don't go to AEW. I like the tease of going to AEW. I really do. She's ready to get back at it. But just don't go to AEW, please.
Any particular reason why you think she'll just be lost in the shuffle when she gets there?
Any particular reason?
Yeah. Like, is it just that you just think if she ends up in AEW, she'll just get lost in the shuffle with the rest of that women's division?
Yeah, but I have reference points to why she'll get lost in the shuffle.
That's why that's called a layup, Bo.
Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale.
Yeah.
Saraya. I mean, I could name the reasons why she's going to get there's a track record of new talent coming up and then going.
I mean, Willow had a solid run as the strong champion, but that was due to an unfortunate injury to Mercedes. So I completely agree. I think that when Gabby is ready to make her return, I want it to be for the right reason, and I don't want it to just be for a paycheck. You know what I mean?
No,
What's up, Matt? Thanks for stopping by,
Matt?
Mateo.
I think she really, because she stepped away from the industry for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not my story to tell why she did, but I have actually followed her. I found her on TikTok and I've been following her for a while now. And I think she just legitimately loves the business and wants to get back in it. I don't think she would do it. She doesn't need to do it for her paycheck. She has a lot of things going on outside of the wrestling business.
She has a great nutrition company. Yeah.
Yeah. She owns a nutrition company. I think she just wants, I think that itch of getting back in the ring has really gotten her. Now I think she's training now. She's showing up backstage at shows. So keep your eyes out on her. Keep your eyes out.
I love it. I want her to have a strong comeback and really show out. Al, before you go, we're going to knock a couple out in the chat. Zodiac Cam, Bacon, Eggs, and Cam, our brother from up north, Indiana ways. I guess mine is the fact I actually had a peaceful day for once. The sun was shining on the old beard. It was a good old Sunday. Dude, I fucking love that for you, brother. I'm glad you had a good day, man. Yeah. AJ says Nia Jax, no selling in the main event.
AJ, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to address AJ's comment.
Okay.
AJ, I love you, but you wrong. You can have it.
You wrong.
You wrong.
Here's the thing. Nia isn't no selling. She's a beast. Like, of course, when Rhea hits her or does things, like, she's not going to react because it shouldn't hurt her. She should be strong. Like
it should take more than the average hit to cause damage to somebody like Nia
like
Jax.
that match was a fucking banger and the best match on that card.
Zero argument for me before we even get into it.
But I love you.
You won't get. I agree with you, Al. Let's take a step back in history books, ladies and gentlemen.
I love this about you now, Bo. This is my favorite part about Bo now, is that you're like, let's go to the history books.
let's open the history books up here. This isn't nothing new that we're seeing, and I'll reference this as like AJ, we love you here. It's nothing new. We saw it with Paul White. But we did see a main eventer for years no sell and make millions of dollars in the name of Andre the Giant. And that's exactly how WWE needs to treat Nia. Andre didn't need a belt to be a big monster.
It's the classic big person no selling for the sake of being so big. She's obviously going to do it. You're absolutely right, Cam. Again, I love you, AJ, but I think that's the character they're trying to build her to be, is to be that larger than life. And I said it on the prediction show on Friday that, in my opinion, I said they're going to make Nia look like a champion. She's going to be billed to look like $1 million. There's going to be at least half a dozen false finishes. It'll go probably 25 minutes to 30 minutes, but Rhea will get the win. And that was almost like written down on the whiteboard to the point, because that's the way the match needed to happen, in my opinion. And they did a great job. Again, like Al said, absolute banger. But Boss Bitch, what has you pissed off for greatness this week?
So,
I'm getting ready.
So, a lot of people are not going to like this.
I'm going to love it.
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and that I really am tired of them shoving Tiffany Stratton down our throats.
I fucking love you.
Like,
yes.
I get it. She is absolutely beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
But Al.
Is this one your favorite because it's good, or are you just really horny?
Sorry, as you were.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it. Like, I feel like, yes, Cam, she is smoking hot. But as far as
Bridget said, who is Nia Jax? And then she said, oh, scary J-Lo.
She was kind of scary J-Lo. But like with Tiffany, I feel her work is not quite up to par with the other ladies on the main roster, and I feel like there were other talent that deserved that main roster push over her, like Roxana and some of the other girls that have been down there for a while. They're pushing her because she's beautiful and she gets attention from the key demo. Like, I get it. But, like, I'm just thinking, like, she was shoved down our throats when she came to NXT. They had that huge buildup with her before she even joined the company. That daddy buys me this and blah, 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 blah. And now they're shoving her down our throats again on the main roster.
What, you didn't love her going to the ranch to work with Fallon Henry?
Sounds like Woody from Toy Story.
There's a snake in my boots. Here's the. Go ahead, Bo. I'll go last.
I totally agree with you, Al, because it's I read a report today that the Australian fans, I didn't hear it, and I was watching, but I wasn't there live, booed Liv Morgan so bad because she's the one that eliminated Tiffany Stratton. That Tiffany Stratton should have been made to look like the Iron Man of that match, and the only person to beat her would have been Becky. Like, I don't see it.
Yeah, I just don't think that she's that good, and that's my personal opinion. I mean, why could you like?
Say the thing.
We don't yuck any yums.
That's right.
But I just don't care for her. Like, get off.
Can
Deadhead, you take that back. You take that back right now.
we ban people? Can we ban
Yeah.
people?
You want me to time him
Time
out?
out, Dad Hat. Dad Hat, you're timed out, sir.
No, he's a 4-month subscriber. I'm not timing Dad Hat out.
But I want to go back to
You
something
must eat pineapple on pizza.
AJ said. Another one I have is how Raquel powered through her. Is it MCAS or MCAS?
I think it's MCAS, but I don't know that for sure.
Flare
Somebody
up
wants to
at
correct me.
limitation. She is like more props to her. Like she went out there, no makeup because she can't wear any makeup right now. It was so amazing to see her like fighting through that and able to get back out there. I saw a thing. She said she was super nervous about going out there without her makeup. She made a TikTok about it. She said, it's something special about the women getting to sit in that makeup chair and get like all dolled up for.
AJ timed Dad Hat out using bottle caps.
Oh.
I'm just laughing at that. Sorry.
No. She talked about how, it's really special for the women to be able to get all dolled up before a match. And, she just wasn't able to do that. But she was proud that she was able to still go out there. So, mad respect for her.
Hats off to her.
Yeah. Love Raquel. Is unfrosted proprietary. She's just playing with her character.
I don't disagree.
No, but see, here's the thing, okay? Her gimmick, you said for Tiffany, her gimmick may not be the greatest, but to each their own. I'm definitely at no way a Raquel Rodriguez apologist, because both in ring and out of the ring, I've had not some nice things to say about her. I've said that she had some issues with her work. She left, she corrected them. She had some questionable political things she said outside the ring. She went back, she apologized for them, and has moved forward since. Okay, cool. Everybody grows and gets bigger. My thing is with Tiffany, though, and specifically with Tiffany Stratton. Cam said she's phenomenal in the ring, okay? And this is my outlook on it. Tiffany, without a doubt, has the basics like down. She can go in there and work a match, okay? But if you go back through her match record and you look at every great Tiffany Stratton match, was because she was working with another great worker. Your Becky, your Roxanne's, your what was the somebody, this Gigi Dolan's. I'm not as versed on NXT as Scows and Jax, but you see my point. Tiffany is great for how young she is, but it's the Logan Paul syndrome. Okay? You put Logan Paul in a match with Seth Rollins, he had a banger. Yes, Bridget, we're talking about the one that looks like Barbie. Yes, ma'am. You put him in a match against Roman Reigns, he had a banger. Okay? Then he had that match with Ricochet. It was still really, really great, but it kind of started to show the cracks in his armor a little bit. Then the longer we got him, the more exposed we were to how he was a little bit weak on the mic. He couldn't deliver his promos right. What I don't want to have happen to Tiffany, because she's shown so much promise early, I don't want them to push her and then her not be ready to do all the things she's going to have to do to be a standalone major star on the main roster. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. You're muted, Bo.
I know we're about to do news and rumors, but can I ask y'all two a serious question?
Yeah.
What the fuck is a Meat Madness match?
Was that on Collision?
It's fucking for Revolution. It is a Meat Madness match with Lance Archer, Wardlow, and Powerhouse Hobbs.
I don't know what the fuck a Meat
Maybe
Madness
like
match
meaty
is.
men slapping meats.
That's definitely what it's referencing, but I don't know what the rules for a
There
Meat
better
Madness
not be
match are.
actual meat in this match. Huh?
They start like
Shut
turkey
your
leg.
yeah, big meaty men slapping meat. That's exactly right. Meat Madness sounds fun. Bridget says yum. So
y'all get y'all's head out the gutter. God.
for real, y'all some dirty-minded ladies. Damn.
As Allison over there, yeah, girls.
Yeah, big meaty men slapping meat. That's what I'm talking about. My pissed off for greatness this week. Fogo de Cow. I don't even know what that means.
Chow.
Chow. I don't know what that means. Like the place is amazing. I don't
It's
know.
a restaurant, apparently.
Yeah. Brazilian Steakhouse. Oh. Oh, she's talking about Meat Madness, Brazilian Steakhouse is slapping meat with some meat lovers pizza.
That's exactly what they
Okay.
were talking
Okay.
about.
So that's okay. That's what y'all meant, right? Y'all totally weren't talking about, wieners. I had a really low key, quiet week. I don't really think I have a pissed off for greatness. I was trying to think of one on the fly. I'm a bad host. I should have done this ahead of time. Okay. This can be ironic. And I thought about this too. I saw this earlier on Twitter. Botch Spots and Chair Shots is the name of the show. Historically, we were going to have a totally different vibe to this show, and it's morphed and evolved into what it is. But at the core of it, we were going to be kind of like a Mystery Science Theater, like shit talking kind of show. And we were going to really lay into the botches side of wrestling. Okay. Like fucked up spots and shit. But we opted to go towards the news route, talk about history and stuff. My pissed off for greatness, though, is when fans see something in the ring and they label it a botch when it either wasn't or was something that was meant to look the way it did. Okay. Like if it's something obvious that's a botch, that's one thing. Just because Naya takes a Hurricane Karana into the corner instead of taking a flip bump out of it doesn't make it a botch. Just because, Tiffany did her swanton and she looked like a limp noodle flying off of the top of the thing doesn't make it a botch. You know what I mean? Like, were they picture perfect moves? No. But that doesn't mean that they were completely botched. So I think that's probably my pissed off for greatness is, yes, we all critique pro wrestling, but we're not out there. Limp noodles do matter, Tommy. But you kind of see where I'm going with that. I love y'all. Jax, I'm about to send you a message. Says self. Good to see you, John. Thanks for stopping by, bud.
What's up, John? Hello, buddy.
But yeah, that's my pissed off for greatness is like it's fine to critique and be a critic for pro wrestling in the podcasting sphere, but it's not your place to go, this move was right or this move was wrong. If it was obviously a botch, that's one thing. Like, somebody fucks up bad, but just don't yuck any EMs. It's easy.
Sin Cara made a whole career on doing that.
Yeah. Dad Hat says, my pissed off for greatness is I still haven't seen the men's chamber or main event yet. Shit, I woke up at 4 a.m. to watch it with y'all, grabbed my laptop, opened it, and fell back asleep. I want to see her limp noodle. That's unique. Maybe your mind is in the gutter. Let's do match of the week next while I get the Ryback stuff pulled up. Bo, what was your match of the week?
My match of the week came from TNA this week.
Oh?
Yes, it came from No Surrender.
That was a great pay-per-view.
I am so thankful that Mustafa Ali is no longer in the WWE because he was able to be what he's always wanted to be. Him and Chris Sabin went out there and killed it. They just went out there. He said, all right, let's do it. And new X Division, spoiler alert, new X Division champion, which I think is a great move moving forward without having Scott D'Amore there. So my match of the week, Chris Sabin versus Mustafa Ali.
I can get behind that 100%. That Chris Sabin Mustafa Ali match. Did you mention the fact that it was the first X Division main event of a pay-per-view?
Oh, yes. No, I did not. Thank you. It was the first time in 23 years of 22 years of TNA wrestling that the X Division championship was showcased in the main event.
I love that for them. That's like Bret Hart British Bulldog main eventing SummerSlam kind of big, like the IC title main eventing over the heavyweight title. Like, big Chris Sabin fan. Love the Motor City Machine Guns. Love Mustafa Ali's indie run that he's been on. We watched his GCW stuff and his Defy stuff. Like, loved everything he's done. So hell yeah, I'm all about that. Al, you got one?
The women's title match
From Chamber, the main event,
Yeah.
Rhea and Nia. That's also my match of the week too. I think that for me, my biggest takeaway was that they made Nia look incredibly strong even in defeat. And I think that's so important if you want somebody to take the L and count the lights but still look strong. They did a good job with that with Nia, because even losing to Rhea, I still would look at it and go, okay, she could hang with anybody else in that women's division because she pushed the women's champion for 30 minutes. So Rhea looked like a bona fide star like she always does. She elevated Nia. Nia looked like $1 million. So, yeah, I agree, Al. It was 100% a great match. So, you ready for your intro?
Oh, we're going to do it before news and rumors. That's fine.
You want to start with news and rumors, or you want to do it at the end of news and
We
rumors?
can do it now if you're ready.
Yeah, let's do it now.
Let's change it.
Let's change it up.
I'm gonna let this Ryback video speak for itself.
I can't wait for this.
I look forward to these because I don't follow Ryback on anything. So, Mr. Skip Sheffield, what the fuck?
I'm a wrestling mark. Of course, I don't talk about anything other than wrestling. I'm a wrestling mark. Of course, I don't wash my ass or brush my teeth. I'm a wrestling mark. Of course, I sit down when I pee. I'm a wrestling mark. Of course, Cody Rhodes is going to finish his story at WrestleMania. I'm a wrestling mark. Of course, I live at home with my parents. I'm a wrestling mark.
Fuck you.
I will eat processed foods and drink sugary sodas. I'm a wrestling mark. Of course, Vince McMahon is innocent. I'm a wrestling mark. I react first and never apologize. I'm a wrestling mark. Of course, I'm a virgin. And wait, how big is Batista's dick? I'm a wrestling mark. Of course, this is.
Asking that for years.
I'm a wrestling mark. Of
Bridget
course,
likes
I
your
body
headphones
shame
off.
everybody. Never
Amazon,
worked
they're
out a
only
day in my life.
$30.
I'm a wrestling mark, and of course, I subscribe to the Wrestling Observer. I want matches to be my dreams. I'm a wrestling mark. Of course, I take my wrestling figures.
Okay.
I'm a wrestling mark, and of course, I'm the lowest form of life on the planet.
Well, I'm going to let you guys go first.
So, my favorite part of that is that he has a motivational poster over his toilet.
Got a
Sounds
shit
like
count.
someone who punches walls. Cam says, I think he's losing his mind, or he never had one to begin with.
He does that little character every so often. When he just gets like really mad about the dirt sheets. Bridget, I'll get you the link to the headphones. But yeah, whenever he's like really mad at the dirt sheets, he will like do that.
I hope one day he does a Will Gray character.
That wasn't you?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh.
Are you sure?
I bathe. I don't give
Yeah.
a shit if Cody Rhodes finishes his story. I don't live with my parents.
Hey, fuck
Um,
you.
Well, no, I love you, Bo. There's a difference. I'm not going to dox you and put your personal fucking information out there.
I like sodas.
There's a difference in what he's talking about versus you.
Exactly. That's my point.
I know.
That's my point.
We don't have a
I think-
basement.
yeah. Except where we keep the bodies. I don't think that Ryback ever had a mind to lose. So Cal said, shit, if I could live with my parents, that'd save so much money. Will gives Ryback too much time. I think he's a closet fan, except for this isn't my segment, Matt. So I think you're wrong there, bud.
It's my segment.
Yeah.
I low-key kind of like her.
I'm not a dictator in my show. My co-hosts have their own segments. That's it. Ryback didn't have a mind. He doesn't have a mind.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was fun. News and rumors.
News and rumors.
News and rumors.
All right. So,
he said out loud, "Hey, fuck you."
I did too. I just didn't say it out loud.
What a line to come into.
Bronson Reed tweeted, full disclosure, originally I was set to be at WWE Chamber. It would have been an incredible moment. Unfortunately, plans changed, but everything happens for a reason. My wife and I have had our baby early. I was supposed to miss the PLE to make sure I'm here for my family. Thank you for all your support to my friends and family who have reached out. To Triple H for guarding me. Now I'm not just big, I'm Big Papa.
I know, Matt. I'm just teasing you, Bubba. I love you.
Yes.
So congratulations to Bronson on the birth of his child. I bring it up because everyone was like complaining and like saying stuff about like, Perth is his hometown. He deserved a spot on the card. Well, he did have a spot on the card, but he had a baby. Well, he didn't have a baby, but
he had a baby. He just didn't physically birth that baby.
Correct.
I'll take full responsibility. I talked shit all about that. Like, fuck, man, he should have been in the chamber. It's Perk. I mean, it's hometown. Like, why is so and so in there? And like, but then you come to find out, like, hey guys, I was supposed to be there. It was my time, not their end.
Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with Bronson Reed. We've documented it on this show. I think that when he left, he kind of found himself as a worker, and when he came back into WWE, he's looked like a superstar. So I think he didn't have there shouldn't be anybody upset about the fact that he wasn't there, especially if he made the call not to be there so he could be there for the birth of his kids. So like, congratulations, Big Bronson Reed, Big Papa. Bronson should have skipped out on his kid's birth. The floor, if you look, was the Triple H logo. No excuses. The crowd wasn't all that anyways. He didn't miss too much. Dude, I've got some Australian friends, Cam, that would argue different with you. They said it was hot all night. So yeah, way to go, Big Bronson Reed. Had a baby and shit.
Having babies and shit. Next, according to Fightful, there were discussions at one point to do Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the U.S. title at WrestleMania, but they don't know if that's still the plan yet. I mean, is that something y'all would want to see at WrestleMania?
Logan Paul and who?
LA Knight.
I mean, I've kind of been saying the whole time that I thought that would be LA Knight's like singles run with his first title, and like I was like, okay, push Logan till Mania, have him drop the belt to LA Knight, and that would be a he's Eli Drake. He used to wrestle in TNA and NWA.
NWA, wrestling from Hollywood.
They had to black out the show because the crowd was so hot. They were screaming like obscenities at Dominic, and they were flipping him off to a point they had to completely black out the whole thing. Logan Paul is still a bitch, but I think wrestling is his calling. I'm not quite there yet, but I do think 100% Logan Paul is probably a bitch. He knew. I don't know what he knew, Shadow.
Honestly, does LA Knight even need a title?
I think he deserves a title run.
Yeah, no,
I think he needs it. Yeah,
I agree with you. He deserves it, but I don't think he doesn't need that belt. That belt needs LA Knight.
Maybe.
Because I'm a firm believer that the champion doesn't make the person. The person makes the championship.
agreed with that 100%. That the
You
person
can put a
makes the
title-
titles.
You can put a title on anyone. It's what they do with that belt.
Shadow says, I'm kind of pissed that I got upheld early for a mid-cardy outside the Rhea match. Shadow is asking who LA Knight is. Oh yeah, he knew. Yeah, LA Knight's semi-new. He's a young guy. He's really up and comer. Yeah. Cool.
According to Wrestling Observer Newsletter, Rey Mysterio should return in a few weeks. He was originally hoping for a late January, but couldn't make that happen. Y'all ready to see? The only thing I want to see Rey doing right now is picking up this feud with Dominic so that he can retire.
Boom.
You can sure
Raymond.
move merchandise.
Yeah, you
He
can.
can.
That's
Shadow says Ray needs to retire. Bo, what you think about Rey Mysterio coming back?
yeah, pick him, finish this feud with Dominic, and take a backstage role.
Mm-hmm. I agree with what Shadow says. Give me Ray Dom hair versus mask at Mania, 100%.
It's the traditional luchador way.
Yeah. While discussing the status of Netflix's Vince McMahon documentary series, Dave Meltzer questioned when or even if it will come out after the Janelle Grant and Ashley Massaro allegations. It was finished and closed to release prior to Grant's lawsuit. Do you think? I think it would be smart for Netflix to table this situation.
Repeat that. The last thing you just said.
The whole headline, or
No, the last thing you said, not your head.
I think it would be smart for them to table the documentary for right now, considering that Vince is like, he's not just the subject of it, he's also the star of it, and he's involved in the documentary. I think it's probably, best. Go ahead.
I agree with you 100%. They need to scratch it. And if Netflix still wants to do, because we already know they're getting into the wrestling business. If they want to do it justice. Show his upcoming, and then once this whole situation is over, show his fucking downfall.
Well, that's the thing about the documentary, because he's involved. It's going to make him, like, the documentary's not going to make him look negative.
Show his what, Shadow?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless they, like, re-edited it to make him look like he should, then, but.
Yeah.
Cam said, I don't see them doing Ray and Dom again, honestly. Ray has said several times that he wants Dom to retire him, so they will be doing Ray and Dom again at some point. That is the only way that Ray is going to retire, is by the hands of his son.
I would say make it a thing where he retires his dad and makes the face turn, and like Ray takes the mask off, hands it to Dom, and walks off. You know what I mean? Like, that's how this needs to be done.
You done mess Ray again?
I agree, Cam. I think they could have done it last year if they had done a little bit more with that. That's why he said he wanted to come back. So maybe not this Mania next year. Give Ray 1 year, let him run through 2024, and then Mania 41, retire and like just walk off. Yeah. 8 out of 10 for Iron Claw. Hope he does an Eddie Guerrero style now. A24 said they're open to the idea, so I would like that.
But I disagree, Shadow. 10 out of 10.
I would say 8 out of 10. I think that's what I gave it, was an 8 out of 10.
It's a 10.
A fucking 10.
Actually, it's a 9.5 because of the Ric Flair casting.
Lost a whole half a point just because of a shitty casting.
Some in WWE have told Meltzer that Stephanie McMahon is being implicated in the alleged cover-up of Massaro's 2006 rape accusation. I can't read my own writing. Some in WWE have told Meltzer that Stephanie McMahon being implicated in the alleged cover-up of Massaro's 2006 rape accusation has changed their perception of her. During her father's hush money scandal, Stephanie was seen as having lost a power play to oust him. Now, those Meltzer spoke to feel Stephanie and other higher-ups at WWE must have known more about Vince's misdeeds earlier.
Well, we've been saying since all of this broke, and the biggest reason why we haven't done a really deep dive into this is because every day these allegations change, and every day something new happens or something is manipulated, and not in a bad way, but like the chess pieces are moving around until this gets in front of a judge. Like, this is going to be an ever-changing like beast of an organism. What's the look on your face?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was kind of silently burping to the side, and I was typing. I was trying to figure out how to spell the name I was trying to say.
Oh, you looked like shocked. Sorry.
No. Answer. Cam and AJ, they said Pedro Pascal would play Eddie. They've already discussed it.
Like, Pedro would be a great pick. But the long and the short of it
Chavo
is
to do it.
Chavo would be super great, but he'll be highly involved because he was the stunt coordinator and the wrestling consultant for Iron Claw with all those guys. Long and the short of it, Vince is going to continue his downfall, and until all the puzzle pieces are laid out and all the chess pieces are played, like there's no reason to talk about it, because everything you say today is going to be old and outdated tomorrow, because that's how fast this story is changing.
Yeah. A Fightful Select report on the McMahon sex abuse scandal included that several WWE talents they've spoken to say they aren't prohibited from addressing Grant's lawsuit in interviews or other public forums. It also mentioned that an anonymous former WWE talent is considering coming forward with their story of experiences relevant to the case.
I know during Super Bowl, it was brought up in an interview with Seth, and he blatantly cut it off real quick, and I loved his answer. Was, we're so far back from that. We're worried when we show up to a building, we worry about what's happening that moment, because we're so disconnected from what's going on. We don't pay too much mind to it. I mean, that is, I mean, those guys backstage have to know what's going on, not to like extent, but they read the newsletters and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of like the higher up talent that they're going to ask is going to give them more than, hey, we're just here to do our jobs and entertain you.
Yeah. According to Fightful, Josh Alexander asked TNA not to extend his contract as he planned to survey the landscape. That said, he'll work hard for them while under contract for the next year.
Yeah, they'll fuck him for a year.
They're going to hold him ransom is what they're going to do. This is going to be very reminiscent of the Ali and WWE situation. Like, the IWC is going to be chanting "Free Josh" by the end of this, because even his wife, who is their ring announcer and PA for all their live shows, was like, extended his contract on Twitter about it. Like, she was even cracking jokes about the fact they didn't extend shit. Josh didn't want it, but they made him do it
because he was injured.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't, they didn't talk to him and negotiate this. Like, this was an Anthem move, not a TNA wrestling. Yeah, this was a forced thing. Riddle, Ali, and Namath, all three winning titles, was a big fuck you to WWE. What that is promoters jumping on stars outside Riddle and giving a chance to give. Yeah, it was an option they picked up. Like, Josh didn't want to continue. with everything happening. Like, it was a whole thing. Riddle winning anything is big fuck you. Yeah. I mean, Ali deserved it. Namath deserved it. Riddle needs to just do porn with his wife. Yeah.
The grizzled young veterans told Fightful they are operating as true independent wrestlers right now, working for a variety of promotions. They are open to signing with a company, however, even WWE under the right circumstances. Does anybody care?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Bo.
because as we know, ABCs have now held the Impact or the TNA tag belts for a year.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Will talked. I think all three of us talked about it the other night. At the end of the day, this is a business. And the smart business moves Friday night at No Surrender were to put them TNA titles on the grizzled young veterans and let them be true independent guys and carry those belts everywhere. Something that Chris Bay and Ace Austin don't do, which I don't know if I know that can't be a TNA thing because Alex Shelley was walking around with the TNA title at every promotion he walked into.
Alexander showed up at PWA, which is a little like one horse town independent that Al and I used to work every Friday night. And he showed up at that show and like had the title ready to defend it against somebody. It was a worked angle, but like he had the TNA belt, the Impact title with him. It was like, yeah, I'll defend this belt anywhere, including Gladeville. You know what I mean? I was like, hell yeah.
I like Grizzled. I hope they sign somewhere that's going to use them good.
That's me. I just want them to be successful. I love the fact that they said they're true independent wrestlers right now, because in my heart of hearts, that's my favorite type of wrestling is indie wrestling.
Before this week's Dynamite, Tony Khan shared that it's been one of the most hectic weeks for injuries and unexpected unavailability in AEW history. They have several wrestlers that are injured and several that are actually dealing with visa issues.
We've talked about the entertainers' visas. That shit's a struggle for everybody. As far as the injury bug goes, I think that goes to how AEW operates in ring wise. I think that when it boils down to it, like it shows you the randomness in the nature of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Like injuries happen. We've watched people in WWE get hurt. Not 2 years ago, we were talking how WWE had the injury bug. And we've got Seth out. CM Punk is out now. Raquel just came back. Liv just came back. Like MJF is injured.
Shotzi just hurt herself. Charlotte's out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the nature of pro wrestling. It just sucks when it hits a company like AEW right now because there's so many guys and gals on the shelf where they can't get any work done.
Yeah. Some of the people that are having visa issues are Kyle Fletcher and Roosh.
I love Kyle Fletcher.
WWE sources indicate there's an interest in collaborating with Sylvester Stallone for WrestleMania in some form. According to WrestleVotes, Matt Miz Andrew Zarian also heard that convos were happening about getting Stallone, but it was not clear how much communication had taken place between the two sides. He does have a
We love you, Mike. It's okay.
prior commitment that they are trying to work around so that they can make it happen.
So you want to tee this one off? Talk about old Sly Stallone in Philly.
I can love me some Stallone, baby. Listen here. That's an action star there. The only reason they want him in Philly is because of I think they want to try to do something with him as more the Rocky persona, because Philly being where Rocky takes place would just make sense. But other than him inducting Hogan, does he really have any other ties to the WWE?
No.
I don't
But it
think
would
I
be
just-
like a Philly reference. Just,
Yeah.
that's 100% what it is a reference from the movie.
yeah. Katie said, have Cody run the Rocky Steps with the wrestling club with Stallone narrating. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, have Sly in the role of Mickey for a video package with Cody as Rocky. Like everybody in the chat's on the same page. Sly. Bridget says Rocky is in her top 5 movies. So Stallone knocks out Waller. Boom, like everybody. Stallone should do the narration for the Open. Like, yeah, I'm pro Sylvester Stallone, 100%. Whatever they decide to use him for, it'll be a star.
You could have Cody run up the stairs, and Stallone is standing there at the top like the almighty fucking badass that he is. And there's angels singing.
Hey, yo,
We need
kid.
Angels singing like,
Adrian!
oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
dude.
he lifts his hands up and goes, finish the story.
Finish the story, Adrian.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
I'm here for it. Give Sly Stallone his 15 minutes in WWE, and then 2025 they'll induct him into the Hall of Fame in the celebrity wing.
Awesome.
Brian Alvarez said, even though almost nobody knew about Hangman Page's worked ankle injury on Dynamite, this is not WCW where Eric Bischoff would work the boys. Hangman doesn't know if he can work the AEW Revolution pay-per-view on March 3rd, so this was what he came up with in case he can't work the show. Like, bro, that's your job. Like, how can you just be like, oh, I don't think I can make that pay-per-view? What?
Is it? I want to make sure I'm understanding this. What you just read, your headline, your story from Brian Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
He said he's not sure if he's going to be able to make it because of prior engagements or because of an actual injury.
Because of prior engagements.
Oh, fuck that, dude. You're a main event superstar for a wrestling promotion, bro. Like 7-figure wrestler. Like you do 6 pay-per-views a year. Like that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Like the injury is a work.
Matt says he wants R-Truth to beat Priest for the briefcase.
1000%. Honestly, like I've forgotten that Damian Priest even has that fucking briefcase.
Hangman should have, like someone had to know, like he wasn't good, like he had prior engagements, and they still made it a triple threat. And you excuse my language, fuck Swerve out of a main event slot by making it a 3-way.
Right.
Hangman can suck it.
Yeah. And the fact that they worked it into a 3-way all for Hangman to maybe not even be there is bullshit. That feels like a nepotism booking to me. And I'm only saying that if Hangman isn't actually hurt. If he is
not actually hurt. It is a work.
Oh, I know the ankle is a work. I'm just saying if there's some other injury or something that's preventing him from working. If this is just I'm sorry, I booked a vacation. Like, no, bro. Like, you get paid too much money to miss one of your 6 dates.
Yeah. According to a Wrestling Observer newsletter, I always fuck that up. Cody Rhodes was told in the fall that he was facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. He was then told the day of the Rumble that Rock was facing Reigns, even though he was winning the Rumble, and that they would be going to Reigns against him later. If CM Punk never got hurt, the plan was to run a Cody Rhodes injury angle to explain why he was stepping aside for The Rock at WrestleMania. However, the plan to replace Cody with The Rock in the WrestleMania main event was kept secret from almost everyone, and even fewer knew about the planned injury angle for Cody.
First, Matt proposition Cam for a threesome, and it looks like Cam agreed as long as it's with Hurricane Helms. No, you down for a 3-way? Be the Hangman to be Samoa Joe and Will Swerve. I thought Matt wanted a 3-way with Cam. Do we like Roman?
No.
No, we don't really like Roman.
He's still pretty to look at, though.
Yeah, I know I like him more than that blonde guy. Cody, she likes it. This is what I like about new wrestling fans who are just getting into it, because she's like, I like him more than the blonde guy. Like, these are the two biggest wrestling stars on the planet. And she's like, more than the blonde guy.
Hey, can I say the hottest of hot takes? Are you ready for my hot?
But Matt's like, you can like who you like.
Are you ready for my hottest of hot takes?
Do it.
I literally could give a rat's ass about Cody Rhodes at this point.
You just made Bo just quit. We are parent.
We had such a great weekend.
Listen, if I have to finish the fucking story one more time, I am going to pull all of my hair out strand by strand.
So let me ask you a question. Okay, in all seriousness, then anybody, Bo, Al, Nicole, Matt, Katie, anybody in the chat, let me be very honest, okay? What happens when the dog catches the car? What happens? Anybody, tell me what happens. You have 41 more days. Get used to it. Finish the story.
That's not how you spell my name.
Cody, see, y'all just pissed off the entire chat. The dog runs into it. But that's my point, though. Cody's going to be great. He's great. He's had a fantastic run coming back from injury. Like, what happens when your baby face catches the heel champion, beats them, and then what? What do we do with Cody Rhodes? And after he dethrones Roman and the bloodline story dissolves, then what? One of the biggest stories in the last 30 plus years of wrestling. What does that babyface do with that championship to make it as big as it has been for the last 4 years?
Mark.
If Cody's dog pissed on Roman afterwards, that would be one hell of a way to end that story. Yeah, exactly, Nicole. Thank you. What now? Like, he defends the title.
He works. He brings. Yeah. He showcases what he can do.
Okay.
Cody's also one of those guys who's not afraid to put over the up and coming talent.
So is he going to lose the belt to the up and coming talent?
No, but he could put him over and be a good babyface champion. He could do like the fucking, like, you know me, Memphis gets over everywhere. He could be Jerry Lawler and do like the open challenges weekly where he puts over like people who come in and want a shot at the champ, and he goes out there and puts on, 10 and 12 minute weekly bangers against like, young people who want a shot at the belt. Like, it's not bad, but actually defend the title. See? Okay, so
I would appreciate somebody to actually defend that title. I've been saying it's just like, let's either do it or let's move on to a different story. Like, that's my thing. It's like this has been like 3 years, y'all. Just saying.
I'm not, as I sit here in a Roman Reigns shirt, not a huge Roman fan. That's no secret. I wrote it 3 years ago in AEW when I put the first draft of the Inmates Are Running the Asylum. I wasn't ready for the reign of the American Nightmare. Here in 2024, I can genuinely say I want Cody to win this title so that I never have to hear someone say, finish your story again. That's what I want.
I'd like to add before we move on to this, if that's okay. Finish the story.
I love you, Bo.
Finish the story.
Cam gets what I'm saying. And that's the good thing. Like, we can agree to disagree on all of it all day long. But, like, at the end of the day, like, him showing up to work and defending the title isn't going to be this groundbreaking story that's going to revolutionize wrestling. And if he doesn't have a just phenomenal blowout of this world title reign when he finishes this story, it's going to fall flat.
And people are going to eat him alive. I mean, like I like Cody. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm just like I'm tired of Roman and the bloodline. Like, I just like I'm here for long term storytelling, but like enough is enough. Like, let's land the plane. That's all.
The story is him winning it. It's not about defending. That's what I'm saying. Him finishing his story is winning that title.
Right.
Him defending that title isn't a story into itself. Him showing up for work is awesome. You know what I mean? That's going to be great. But like, that's not going to be its own story. It's going to fall flat like the Devil storyline. What do you think he'll do? What do people want from this title? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be a creative writer for WWE. I've always said that babyface champions aren't what get over the best in wrestling. You want a dastardly heel champion on top because the best story is the chase for that championship. And this is the eternal struggle of pro wrestling from the very beginning, is that eventually that heel has to lose and you have to figure out how to keep that momentum for the babyface going until you have your next like tangible hill ready to be the top of that mountain.
I just don't want them to like give him the belt, which I don't disagree that he deserves. Don't get me wrong. But like, I don't want them to like turn around and give us 3 years of Cody having this belt. Like, please don't do that.
That's great. The stories will slap and the matches will too. I don't disagree
And I'm
with
not,
that.
that wasn't my point. Like, that's not, I'm not saying that they won't. I'm just saying, like, I'm ready to just move on to the next phase of this.
Whatever his next chapter is, I think is what I'm most excited for.
Yes.
What else is on your news and rumors list?
That is all.
That's it? Well, that was painless. I think we pissed off a lot of our chat and our co-hosts. Like, Bo hasn't even said anything for like 5 minutes. It's just been us just like, I'm a Cody fan. Finish the story. Fuck, please finish the story. For me, finish the story. For the love of God, finish the story so I don't have to talk about it.
Get a new catchphrase.
Yeah. Still not a good look, injured or not. So tonight we're going to talk about R-Truth because he's been fucking hot lately. He's a friend of the show. He follows Al and Botch Spots both, but doesn't follow me or Bo, and she makes it a point to reference that every chance she gets because we're not cool. But first, you have to finish the story. That's what I'm saying. Let him finish the story. He's been red hot lately, from the hot tag in the Royal Rumble to showing up in the Women's Royal Rumble. Like, all of those things, like, let's talk about our boy R-Truth. Give him his roses for being a national treasure. Talk about what he's done for wrestling, and then take the plane home and land it. Bo, I'm going to let you lead off, man. How much do you love R-Truth?
Oh, dude, I've been an R-Truth fan for years upon years, and I've been an R-Truth a fan so long. I remember him and Road Dogg back in WWF.
Yeah.
When he was K-Quick.
K-Quick, baby. Yeah. And K-Crush. Right. The long-forgotten K-Crush.
Yeah, dude. I mean, because if you know the story of R-Truth, he wanted to be a musician to originally start off his career. And he kind of got the best of both worlds. Like, he still does his musician stuff. I'm still kind of jealous that he has a picture with Tupac. Like, it makes me jealous on the inside.
His music is so good too. So good.
Everybody's bringing this up in the chat, so I'm gonna share it real quick before you go, Al. This was my favorite thing he did the other day before going into Elimination Chamber.
Oh. Yeah, I love it.
Well, I'm here in Austria. Where's everybody at? I don't see nobody. I've been to the hotels. The arena's empty. Should I just go back home? Hey, good mate. Right to the area port.
Area port.
The area port.
Love
Boy.
him.
So, Al, how much do you love R-Truth?
He's honestly like
I don't think so. It's just funny, Cam.
my favorite part of WWE. Like, hands down, I look forward to R-Truth more than I look forward to anybody else on that card. And it is because it's always like, you know, that it's going to be a funny, lighthearted, feel good moment. You know what I mean? Like, you know that it's going to be amazing. Like, anytime he comes out, he's going to perform at 100%, give it his all, and it's going to be great. Like, I never would expect anything less from him. And he is the gem of pro wrestling.
When I think about it, people talk, and before I say this, okay, I'm by no means saying that R-Truth is as great as this person. But when you talk about character work, people talk about The Undertaker. He was the same person for 30 plus years throughout his career. He showed up for work. He did what was asked of him. He did a good job. He won titles. He went home. R-Truth has done that consistently since 1996. He came into the business. He showed up for work. He's won titles. And from K-Crush all the way to R-Truth now in 2024, he's essentially been the exact same person for 30 years. And to me, that's impressive in any career. As a chef, as a blue-collar worker, as a fucking telephone operator, if you can do anything consistently for 30 years at the top of the game, like, hats off, dude. That's what I take away, is the longevity of R-Truth's career. Like, the man has just worked nonstop outside of injury, and all he does is get over with the fans. This isn't going to be like a full-blown, like, we're not going to break down his entire career match for match or anything wild. I just want to kind of talk about some of our favorite moments. Real quick, I'm going to rattle off some names, because this is the thing about R-Truth. When I was doing my work for the episode, this was really easy, because I was like, I love R-Truth. A lot of this shit I just remember. But he worked for XPW. He worked for NWA. He worked for NWA Wildside. He worked for AAA. He worked for the Juggalo Championship Wrestling on more than one occasion. Like, he worked for FCW when they were still around. Like, this man, between leaving WWE in 2001 and his comeback in 2008, that 7-year span, that man got out there and he made towns, dude. Like, he was working hard. Now, Bo, when he was in TNA, he did something really important. He was the first African-American man to win the National Wrestling Alliance 10 pounds of gold heavyweight championship. You're the resident TNA guy, because you watched it, so you still watch it weekly now. Like, what did you think about R-Truth winning the NWA title after everything he had done? What's up? Good to see you, Jess.
What's up, Jess? When I was still real young when he won it, and I remember going, no, there's no way that he knocks off King Shamrock. There's no way.
Thank you for the gift, anonymous, to AJ.
And when he pinned Shamrock and won it, I was like, all right, because he's always been so talented. And it's just, and I didn't know until I got older, I didn't really know the big, good, wholesome moment, but like growing up going, oh, he is still to this day the first, and from what I understand, I could be wrong, correct me if I am, he is the first and still to this day the only recognized African-American NWA champion.
Pretty
I could
sure.
be wrong. It could have changed. And if it is someone, please correct me, but I think I might be wrong.
I'm
But
looking
he's not
right now.
But here's what a lot of people get. And when it comes to his TNA run, he was a tag team champion. R-Truth hasn't held that NWA belt once. He held that NWA belt twice.
He did. He was a 2-time champion. No, you're right.
Okay.
I think Blue Demon Jr., Brent Albright, no. Abyss, no. Sting, no. Christian, no. Rhino, no. AJ, Ray Gonzalez, Ron Killings. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Look at you with the brains in the history books, Bo.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yeah.
Who was the only person to beat Ron the Truth Killings for the NWA title both times?
That's cheating because I have the list up in front of me.
Oh,
I just looked. It would be Jeff Jarrett.
yeah. The only one that's ever could beat Truth for the title.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm not going to say the answer and cheat, but I'm looking at it because I was just looking at the list of champions. So I saw Jeff Jarrett's name twice, so I knew the answer to it. The thing that I like about him working in AAA is you saw a lot of things. You saw him work Juventud, Laredo Kid, X-Pac. Like a lot of guys you typically wouldn't think, again, looking through like just matches. His early WWF run, you saw him work with people like a young Matt Hardy and Billy Gunn. And then later in life, we've seen him work with these guys again. He's one of those guys where you see them work and then you see them work again, you know, a generation later with the same people, and you see him grow and you see him evolve. Promo wise, this dude has one of those things when it comes to his promos where everybody has a favorite R-Truth promo. Do you guys have any that come to mind real quick, like right offhand?
I'll go with my second favorite one. When he came out, because I'll tell you my first one off air. When he came out and basically gave a rundown what he was going to do that year in Money in the Bank, and listen to Kane go, "You're not even in the match." Like, just like that has to be one of the most memorable ones I have, because he came out so straight faced and serious, and it was like, what?
Wasn't it the Royal Rumble one year? He came out with a ladder and climbed the ladder like he was going to take the Money in the Bank briefcase with him. One of my favorite is when he came out and was talking about Paul Heyman, or he was coming out about the Royal Rumble, and he was like, "I'm going to come out here and I'm going to throw everybody over the top rope and I'm going to win the chance so I can challenge you, Paul Heyman." And Paul was like, "I'm not in the Royal Rumble. It's Brock." And R-Truth was like, "Oh, fuck, dude.
My
Hold on
bad.
a sec." Like, yeah, like, my bad. Hold up. My bad.
You got this.
Mm-hmm. Little Jimmy. Everything he's ever done with Little Jimmy. Here's a question. All right. We've talked about the hardcore title. R-Truth is synonymous with the 24/7 title. Do you guys think that they could have done something with the 24/7 title to make it more like the hardcore title to help get it over more? Because by the end of it, it was like a joke. Like, could they have done something with that to make that title seem a little bit more relevant?
I think so.
They could have just brought back. They could have brought back the hardcore belt. I honestly think that belt was doomed from the get-go when Mick Foley. Like, come on, you had Mick Foley pull out a belt and basically describe the hardcore belt. Then he pulls out a big old circle that says 24/7 on it.
I mean, I feel like if they had made it more hardcore and a little less like comedy, because they used it as like the comic relief on Raw and stuff, when they could have made it like its own like real thing instead of like, "Oh, this other match is happening. Let's also have the 24/7 people like run out." You know what I mean? Like,
they did it. If you look back, what's up, Ryan? Ryan Gaming, how are you,
Ryan?
Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. If you look at WrestleMania 18, Crash Holly, and Gold Dust and all of those guys when they had the hardcore title throughout the night of WrestleMania 18, it changed hands like 3 or 4 times that night during WrestleMania because they would cut to the backstage in between to do a promo, and then all of a sudden the hardcore division would come running through and somebody would get pinned. Like announcers won it. Like Lillian Garcia won the hardcore title at one point. Like
R-Truth won it.
He won it twice. But like that's always my reference point when I'm like, they had the framework for how to do it, and they didn't continue that push because that 2001, 2, and 3 push with that hardcore title with Crash Holly and all those guys was like the baby steps of what the 24/7 title became. And I just don't think Vince at that point in his fragile mind or ego was willing to admit that it didn't work. And he still kept pushing it down our throats. At one point, they got to where they were doing those cinematic 24/7 segments with like the ice cream trucks and shit. Y'all remember that?
They almost, didn't one year they almost like kill the power to WrestleMania and like defending the hardcore belt?
Yeah, that was the Gold Dust Big Show stuff where they ran the golf cart.
Yeah, ran almost.
And they hit the power. It was the ground cable for the entire like production set and stage and everything. And when they crashed the golf cart into it, like it could have killed the power for everything.
It's funny.
Yeah. So he's won tag titles, he's won world titles, he's won all those other like, but something he's also done that I think that sets him apart is character work and comedy together, but he also has the point to get over whoever his tag team partner is.
Yes.
Okay. What be it Awesome Truth or be it Carmella and R-Truth. Like he always was able to get his partner over. Carmella got so much shine just by being with R-Truth that it was unreal. Like, so Bo, who's your favorite tag team partner of R-Truth?
That'd be Golden Truth and Gold Dust.
Yeah, that was great, dude.
It's just they're both Dustin when he gets into that like when he leans into the comedy of Gold Dust, and then you put R-Truth on top of it. It's just like there's no better connection than the Golden Truth, baby. Come on.
Now,
I really like the Awesome Truth, and I really want them to like make a comeback. Like I want the Miz to rescue R-Truth from the Judgment Day.
I think that would be a good way to do it. Everybody's saying they want R-Truth and Awesome Truth at Mania against Judgment Day to be the ones to dethrone them. That would be a good way to do it. To have like Miz, because he's been fighting this whole thing. Like, you're not in Judgment Day. I'm your boy. Like, remember, Awesome Truth is the shit. Like, we were, and he's pushing for it. And, they'll eventually push Miz away. And then Miz will have to come back and save R-Truth. And that's when the build will happen. Gitcho says Truth and Carmella was funny. Ryan says R-Truth and Road Dogg was a nice duo.
3 Life Crew, baby.
Yeah. I think my favorite R-Truth tag team partner is probably going to be The Miz. Little Jimmy's up there, though. I mean,
Little Jimmy's a good one.
Little Jimmy's up there. Do you guys have a favorite match or anything right offhand when it comes to him?
Right offhand, I can't pinpoint one match.
The Miracle and 34th Street fight, the one they just had at Christmas time between him and JD for who was going to be in Judgment Day.
I'm going to steal Mike's. I'm going to take Mike Cena and Truth. R-Truth getting to wrestle his childhood hero, John Cena, was an incredible moment.
Should have got it a second time, says Mike. Yeah. He's been able to work everybody. He worked Omos for a long time, which I thought was weird. He was doing a bunch of house shows against him. Like, just looking through his sheet, when you look at it, you're like, holy shit, he wrestled a bunch, but he wasn't on TV a lot. And I think that says something to his work rate and his workability. is the fact that he's always just kind of there for him to use. That was it, guys. Like I said, I didn't have a whole bunch. I just wanted to talk about R-Truth tonight. Y'all got anything else before we get ready to plug it and land the plane?
No, I
Yeah.
definitely think
Go first, Al.
I definitely think that he's much more of a key factor of WWE than people I think realize that he is. He was out a while for injury, but I think that like people don't understand like how important he is to that roster. He's madly respected by that locker room. You know, he does a lot that people don't necessarily see.
Agreed. Bo?
I think he's a inspiration to people that, just like Booker T, that you're young, you slip up, but if you get back on the right track, you can do anything. But I did have to, and I hope Will doesn't know this, but he probably does. R-Truth used to wrestle in Memphis, and he wrestled Jerry the King Lawler while he was there.
I did not know that.
Yes, sir. He wrestled in Memphis. That was his first time in Tennessee before he went back to Tennessee for TNA. Before he signed to WWE. It was before he signed to WWE. He was working a territory in Memphis with the King.
USWA or something like that?
I don't remember what the actual promotion was, but I remember in my research for tonight, I remember seeing that. And I was like, oh, I don't know if Will knows this one.
I didn't know he wrestled in Memphis. That's huge. Everybody at some point or another wrestled in Memphis. Again, like this wasn't supposed to be some like drawn out like match by match breakdown. This was just three fans who wanted to talk about some of their favorite R-Truth stuff because we didn't really have anything else planned for the episode and it felt right. So that's what we did. I like it when it's just the three of us. Sometimes it's nice and relaxing. Bo, tell everybody what's going on in about 30 minutes or so, 45 minutes.
About another 45 minutes. You can pop over to Off the Top Media. Watch Sorry for the Interruption, where we're going to not be sorry for interrupting. Here every Sunday and Thursdays. Sundays for Botch Botch and Chair Shots. Thursdays for Nerdy News at 420. Tuesdays Off the Top Media for NXT on tap. Wednesdays and Saturdays on Wolfpack Podcast for Wolfpack Podcast and Boyfriend Time. Anything else, follow me on Twitter, Jaxpo2020.
Miss Al?
You can find me on Instagram. Woo, sorry. That came out of nowhere. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at JustAGirl918. I will finally be back for trivia on Thursday. I know it has been a while since I actually hosted my trivia show. So yeah, Paul Heyman is in the mailbox. So I think I'm going to actually really for real this time reprise my comic, but it's going to be a little different. So TBD.
Thank you, Ryan. MCW was the promotion R-Truth took on Jerry. I'm going to do my thing. Make sure you follow us anywhere you do anything on the internet at Rivet City Radio, Botch Bots and Cheer Shots, and Off the Top Media, Facebook, Instagram, iHeartRadio, Twitter, Spotify. Like, you have all the options. If you check our links in our descriptions and our Discord link, you'll find a direct link to all the producers and hosts of Botch Bots and Cheer Shots, Off the Top Media, Nerdy News at 420. All of the stuff Rivet City Radio does, we're all there hanging out. Also below that is the My Spreadshirt link. That's the Botch Bots and Chair Shots and Off the Top Media merch. Everything you have is there for us. Importantly, but not most importantly anymore, is the Amazon Prime subscription. If you have Prime Gaming, if you have an Amazon Prime, you get a Prime Gaming subscription. With that, you can give that subscription to any of your favorite Twitch streamers, be it Rivet City Radio, Off the Top Media, She Elite Showcase, Creation World. Give it to Ryan Gaming TD. Give it to any of my friends, just as long as Jeff Bezos doesn't get it. He has too much money. But starting in March, guys, we're rebranding and rolling out the new patreon.com for Rivet City Radio, okay? We're going to have 3 different tiers. Tier 1 is $2. It's cheaper than subscribing to us here on Twitch. You get ad-free shows. You get the Delicious as Fuck cookbook. You get access to all the Rivet City Radio blogs and articles. And you get access to a replay of all the shows from Off the Top Media and Rivet City Radio, all ad-free for $2. Next week, starting the first week in March, we're going to be doing our February recap. And what we're going to do is we're going to start shouting out all of our Patreon subscribers. So with that, from the 1st of March through the 1st of April, we're going to be doing a giveaway. You have to tune in next week to see what we're giving away. But we're going to do a giveaway on April 1st for all the subscribers on Patreon and Twitch. All right, we're going to release the rules this week for the giveaway and all of that. So be on the lookout. Go subscribe to patreon.com. Enjoy it. We love you. That's it. Anything for the class before I talk real fast? Your camera could see everything you were doing on your phone, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't know if you were
You're
trying
taking
to
a
be
picture of the
sneaky-
cat.
I
Yeah.
took a picture of the cat.
That's
I
what
didn't know
thought.
what you were doing. I was just like, huh.
I took a picture of the cat because the door is cracked and he was like glaring in, like, what you guys doing? And I thought
What's
it was
up, homie?
funny.
What's
So
up,
I
homie?
took a picture of it and I texted it to Will.
Did you?
I did. Because
You-
he thought it was funny.
You guys got anything for the class before I talk real fast?
No, I didn't realize you could like see my whole phone screen.
Well, I just didn't want you to be like, you
I
know,
feel like Will's called Allison out about a lot of things today.
I know.
I'm
She
here to
was
keep
trying
her in place.
secretly like burp, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
I'm sorry. She's sitting 3 feet away from me.
Kayfabe,
Nah.
baby. Kayfabe.
Kayfabe. Sorry. She's in Atlanta. Kayfabe. But now, as we close another episode of Bosh Bosh and Chair Shots, take a minute. Thank you for listening. Remind you to go wherever you do anything on the internet. Like, follow, subscribe, unsubscribe, and then subscribe again. Telling me that Bo has a fantastic beard, I have a fantastic beard, Cam has a fantastic beard, and we need a Rivet City Radio calendar. Or tell me that Panda follows Self-Bet and Self-Bet follows Panda. Either way, it helps the algorithm and it helps find new listeners. If you're feeling really generous to be one of the VIP people, head over to patreon.com and donate to the Rivet City Radio Podcast Network. You get some fantastic swag. We get some fantastic guests. It's a what, Bo?
Win-win.
For everybody's favorite Ginger Ninja Jax, Bo. For the Boss Bitch Al, I am the Will Gray. Thanks for stopping by and listening, my people.
Bye bye.
Later.